What we did just now is that uh, we are in the world of artificial intelligence. Indira ma'am really explained the overall basic challenges as well as what are the things happening at broad level. And when I say cloud, many of you didn't raise your hand because, and many students raised the hands because they know much better than the teachers in the AI world. So we are in an era where for the first time, or maybe for the second time in our history, that students know much, much better than the teachers. And they only don't know about it, they are using it on daily basis, whereas teachers are not using it. So at Council for Creative Education, my name is Heramb Kulkarni, I'm a director at CCE, and we work in this area of pedagogical thinking behind AI. How we can be able to make the AI as a part of our classroom experience. And so my main topic is reimagining the curriculum, teacher readiness, and AI integration in education. I'm born and brought up in India. I'm 100% Indian by heart, but for last 20 years, I'm settled in Finland. And as a part of my research, I work at the University of Jyväskylä for researcher, but also my main area is to consult various organizations. We work across more than 20 countries, as well as we run some schools. We collaborate with some schools in India, as well as in different countries, including USA, African countries, and also Eastern countries as well. So let me start with my first statement here. And this is the fact. And you may see this statement as some kind of a flashy statement, but I'm going to prove it within next 6 slides. What does that mean and why it is going that AI will make the teachers more human? Maybe every hypothesis have anti-hypothesis as well. So for that actually, that means I think the anti-hypothesis of this would be, any comment? What would be anti-hypothesis of this or corollary? Yes, one more? Inhuman, okay. Or can we think on this line? Currently, we don't have teachers human. That's my point. And I'm coming to that point just in a minute for this. So as a part of my research, we are working on the transforming the primary and secondary education into the artificial intelligence world. This is a new topic because AI has been there for last 60 years. 60 years. But we got to know, common man got to know on November 2022 once we got the access to OpenAI's ChatGPT. And then it changed the world. It is changing the world every minute. And what research I'm doing now is not applicable after 6 months, even after tomorrow as well. Something will happen, and this is the speed at which we are working. So that's why we need some basic fundamental thing which is irrespective of the time. And what exactly that I'm going to make my first point of the matter. Why are this challenging? Because of the strategies that we are adopting in the schools and universities while adopting the AI framework. I can see this in a simple slide that there are multiple factors. While we did the study across more than 6 countries and with a sample size of 8,000 participants, we found that it's not the AI infrastructure which is hampering the readiness of teachers, but on the side, it's a confidence of the teachers for using those tools. So at the bottom, if you said the lack of efficacy, how quickly a student will use a tool versus how the teachers will use the tool is different. So lack of efficacy is the main challenge. Then after that, we have training for the teachers. Then we have the attitude, because many of the teachers are still skeptical and we are still under the thinking that, okay, oh, AI will not do many harms or AI will do harm, and we are into the kind of science is a boon or bane, or computer be the boon or bane. So those kind of essay we used to write 20, 30 years back. Still we are writing the essays of AI will be a boon or something. So that's the skeptical part, attitude is coming that. And last one is coming for the support or the AI tools and infrastructure. Why I'm telling you? Because many of the schools right now, under any planning, are buying the AI tools just for the schools, and that's, we are going to the doomsday. That's my next point. Now, what does that mean? That everyone, those who are in the education field, knows this diagram very well. I don't want to do this part, but I want you to think that within our existing curriculum, within our existing classrooms, not only in India, but I'm taking the global view as well. How many of these skills or how many of these verbs that we are using as a part of taxonomy are being used in the real classroom? If we see so, the bottom two are the maximum one we are covering in the classrooms. That is what is expected as a part of learning outcomes. Everyone will agree to this point. And when it comes to top four, and now this is not about top and bottom because there is a reverse bloom which tells about it's not only starting at the bottom, it can start at the top as well. So there are multiple things which is happening. So I'm not in the debate of reverse bloom versus forward bloom and so on. But what is the fact of the matter still is that we are still stuck into the bottom two layers, and our school systems, our education models, including universities, we are still expected to bottom two requirements only. Now, with AI has already done these two things for us. AI can remember many things much, much better than us. AI can understand and comprehend it very well. It gives a simplistic thing for us. Google search was still okay enough because it was giving only the links towards that part, but AI is making it into the sizable part, and it is not only giving this part. Whatever words I'm telling you after this part, students know it better to make it humanized learning, not only just AI learning. So how that works, and students know this very well than teachers here actually, I'm saying so. So what does this mean is that if the machines are taking care of these two things, the job of the human is to take care of top four things. And that we are not doing. That's what I'm saying, that teachers needs to be more human, and AI will make us teachers more human. To make this plan and to make this working, we are just not talking on the theory, we work on practice. So we design our curriculum in a very innovative way. So this is the baseline of the finished curriculum, where we, if you ask me what is a curriculum from grade 1 till grade 12 of entire Finland, this is a single slide will tell you, where we have 7 transversal competences which cuts through various subjects, and we try to make sure that each of these transversal competences are integrated into subjects like physics, chemistry, biology, geography, history, languages, all subjects that we put together. At the university level, we have also the similar approach, but it is more towards real hands-on approach. And at vocational education also, we have similar approach. Almost 70% is super practical hands-on learning, and only 30% comes as a part of theoretical understanding in vocational as well as in applied science world. So with this approach, where if you read the 7 competences, the first and important part is a red one. It's called thinking and learning to learn. And we really make sure that, okay, we apply these competences on regular basis. To make sure that this happens, we adopt a new pedagogy, and this is called phenomenon-based learning, because instead of nowadays, the students, they need curiosity to learn. In AI world, content is everywhere. Because if you need a content, you just search it, you will get it in a much better than a teacher can explain. But what you need, that curiosity to search that content, and that can be given by the teachers only. To make sure that happens, our pedagogy, means our teaching practices should be able to make sure that we organize our classrooms in the way where curiosity is more important and not the intellect. That's where in Finland we research about this area, and we really implement it by integrating all these transversal competences in the classroom. So for that, we use this phenomenon-based learning, where we learn a phenomenon instead of a subject. So for example, in Finland right now, we have almost 20 hours of a day. Do you know this? In Norway, Finland, Scandinavia, we have 20 hours of day, and once you cross the Arctic Circle, we have 1 month of complete day. Sun never set. It's called midnight sun. And uh, on the Christmas time, it's reverse. We have 1 month of entire night. Sun does not rise. Is this an interesting phenomenon? Yes. Now, how many subjects you need to learn about this phenomenon? You may need to learn geography. Maybe you need to learn physics about light and reflection as well as everything. You need to learn the geometry, how the earth is there, how tilted it is, and so on. You need to know the development of solids. You may need to know the psychology, because believe me, it's very difficult to wake up in the morning at 8 o'clock and expected children to go to the classroom in the night, in the dark. Once they go to the school, it's dark. Once they come back from the school, it's dark. Agriculture, what kind of fruits, what kind of grains we get it in Finland for this, because of this, or Scandinavia for this. So we take this as a phenomenon, and we learn through these different subjects at different grades for that, to make it more interesting. And it's not only just for the classroom part, it's a classroom is considered as a learning space for that. We make this happen for that. And we design our curriculum. So this is a template, and we have AI generated tools for making this kind of teaching plans, AI plans, because there are few things teachers should make use of this. This is one example of simple template. We start with a why, what is the learning outcome, what, content, but more importantly, how we are going to interact with this part. These are generated by our teachers in collaboration with AI. And we have developed it now also for all ICSE board, all CBSE boards curriculum within India as well, with the help of AI agents as well. So this could be a good tools for you to use in the future, and how we make it a practical way for that. To make sure this part, we have a very in-depth understanding of this topic called phenomenon-based learning. If you are interested to learn about this phenomenon as well as how it works, this is a website. You can scan the QR code and you will find the coursework as well as various other aspects. And there is a very good book, that Phenomenal Learning from Finland. That's a very good book. You should buy it. Mainly teacher education department should have it for their use as well for this part. So we just don't preach, but we really practice. And to make this possible, we need more humans, teachers, to make it interesting for that. And our teachers, we have schools as a part of Council for Creative Education. We run approximately 45 schools across the globe, but out of which 10 schools we collaborate in India as well. And one of the school is a Rishi Gurukulam school in Pune. This school is a Gurukul school where the students don't have formal classrooms. This is one of the classrooms. And right now they are working about the environment around them, and they are trying to understand the carbon footprint for the global world. That's their topic at the grade 6. With this phenomenon part, they are using this as a phenomenon, and now they are trying to trickle it down to their different topics, and they are learning how the aeroplanes work, how the cars work, where the carbon emission happens, how to mitigate it, how to calculate the carbon emission, how to calculate the carbon emission of the classroom. So that's why they plan it, and now they are developing it across the part. Similarly, we have a school here in Mumbai as well, and if you get time, you can talk to the principal. She's also here now. This is a school which is just bought up maybe 3 years back, and now it's one of the busiest school there. It's not a full-fledged implementation of Finnish pedagogy, but we are starting towards that, because anyway, this is a utopia that we would like to develop, we would like to go, but that's a first step that we do, where the teachers are ready to experiment. And that's what I really applaud their efforts, and I request that if you are interested, first of all, welcome to Finland to see the schools. But if you are not going, please at least go to the schools in India and at least experience it. And we don't claim that these are the best schools in the world. Never, never, please. We are experimenting it. We are trying it. And we are trying our best to make sure that, okay, how the learning happens. I can tell you this may not be the best school, but this will be the best learning experiences you can get in these classrooms. So that's what we start with. But to make this AI world practical, this is one fundamental principle that is there. And to make all these subjects, you need to learn multiple subjects. As a teacher, in the current world, you can't be master of physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, history. It's not possible because it is humanly impossible for that. Don't worry. Technology is there to help you out. So the only strategy, if you would like to implement within your schools, is this strategy. What is this? This is called AI TPACK model, TPACK. Each word has its meaning. The bottom right, it's called CK, which is the last two words. It's called content knowledge. Every teacher, all of you, are super good in your respective subject. You know your content very well. But connecting with that, we have something called PK, which is a pedagogical knowledge. You know your subject very well, but also you know also how to teach it and how to make sure that students learn it. It is easy to teach, it's difficult to get learn. So how to create the pedagogical infrastructure and a framework so that students can learn it. So that's called as a PK. But along with these two circles, there is a top circle called TK, which is technological knowledge. Our research shows that after working through this part, we are conducting this AI TPACK survey, as well as we are conducting the workshops. One of the same workshop is going to happen in Pune on 26th of July at MIT WPU, MIT University there. It's not a Massachusetts, but it's a Maharashtra Institute of Technology. It's a well-known university, and we are having this workshop over there, understanding how this AI TPACK model works. But just to give you a brief about this part, why it is important that technological knowledge nowadays has more importance, because of the slide number 1, which I told you about the confidence of the teachers. I will give a background behind this. A teacher who has more technological understanding and less of the content knowledge can survive in this integrated world much better than teacher who only has the content knowledge. And because of this integration, even if you have less content knowledge about other subjects, you can have one content knowledge within your classroom. It's perfect, because content knowledge is vast. But you have a skill of technological integration. You know how the pedagogy works, and more importantly, how the students are working, because they are using more tools than you are doing. So you should be able to working with them with the help of TK. So we have a simple survey, and there is a strategy called as AI-enabled school framework, which we work. So if you are interested, please visit our website. There is a QR code for that. There is a research behind this, as well as how we operate. And we would like to build 100 AI-enabled schools in next 1 year, out of which we have already done 10 schools already. Now remaining 10, we are doing it. Because this is the way we can be able to get this gap done, where we should create our schools, make them ready first, and then students should use the AI tools. But you can't control that part. But at least you can control that school should have their AI strategy. If you have your AI strategy in the classroom, I think that will change the world. In fact, I wish all the parents that they should ask their schools, if you don't have AI strategy, then I will not let my student to come to the classroom. That's how serious this is there. That's what ma'am also said, that this is a tool, but if you don't use it wisely, it more interestingly, then I think it will be have a doomsday. Having said that, there is a lot of other topics which are there, but the one simple part, that once you have this confidence and competence in AI tools, for that we have done multiple work across, this is the case study in Kuala Lumpur, where how the pedagogical instruction should be developed, how the curriculum should be implemented, and what are the key elements within the classrooms. So when I start this part, I have the access to your data, that I have the data here, that exactly how many teachers are there, how many of you are above 45, how many of you are below 45, how many of you know Cloud A. Everything is data is available with me now, because this simple tool make me get the glimpse of my classroom. Unless and until a teacher is a good teacher, if he or she knows the students. Am I right? So this is the main point, and at this point I would like to conclude my statement saying that it is always that AI will not replace teachers. Everybody knows this statement, but teachers with AI will replace teachers don't know AI. So to make it more practical still, if we want to make our teaching more human, we should be able to have more confidence of using AI tools in the classroom. Thank you very much. Namaste.